A federal investigation found that South Carolina did, in fact, violate the rights of mentally ill adults, placing them in overly restrictive group homes.
Sometimes unnecessarily, and the Department of Justice launched the probe more than a year ago after receiving a complaint. News 19's Becky Buds has more on what the report found.
The 20-page report says about 2,000 people with serious mental illness were institutionalized in adult care homes. It states these facilities violated those people's rights by limiting their choice and independence.
Well, I was excited that the report was released, and I was not really surprised at the findings.
Disability Rights of South Carolina applauding the Justice Department for investigating what they say is unjustified segregation of the disability community.
And that institutionalization really is a form of discrimination. And so that people should have choices, they should have options.
A report released this week states that some mentally ill residents have remained in the facilities for up to 35 years. The average resident spends 5 years in an adult care home. While there, they don't have access to the help they need and the resources and support which could help them get out of those homes and back in the community. By housing residents in adult care homes rather than less restrictive settings, investigators determined South Carolina violated the Americans with Disabilities Act requirements.
That is the bare minimum. That is the floor, not the ceiling of what we need to comply with as a state.
Mandy Halloran with Able South Carolina says the Palmetto State failed to provide sufficient services to prevent institutionalization.
Our voices continue to be ignored. And then we end up with substandard care, unacceptable conditions.
In a statement to News 19, DMH says in part, quote, "Leadership is surprised by the report's findings due to the agency's significant efforts and successes in diligently addressing these exact issues." Advocates hope the report spurs change at the state level.
It really highlights that there's still more work that needs to be done in South Carolina.
South Carolina could do a better job if South Carolina made it a priority.
Anyone with information relevant to the report can contact the DOJ. Reporting in studio, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.